Hello guys, welcome to Maths and Algebra Solution channel. In this video, I will be showing you how to match the logarithm function with this graph. But just before we get started, I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel, like the video, share the link with your friends, and also please click on the notification bell. Thank you very much for your support. All right, let's get started. So we are going to match each of these function with their graph. So question 1, we have f of x equals to log x to base 2. So basically, if you have x to base 2, the graph of this function usually takes this form. So the asymptote can be somewhere here. Can be somewhere here. Good. So this is how the graph of a function like this usually looks like. And then if you look at the options given, that means the graph of function a f of x equals log x to base 2 will be graph 3. So this is A. All right, let's look at the next one. Question B, f of x equals log negative x to base 2. So we have f of x equals log negative x to base 2. So this is the difference between this question and the first one, is that this question x has a negative sign attached, and that simply means that we are going to reflect the first graph across the y-axis. So anytime x is negative, it simply means that there is going to be a reflection across the y-axis. Okay, so this is the original graph here. Okay, so now we are going to reflect this graph across the y-axis. So just look at the graph and identify this point over here and move equal distance across the y-axis. So probably, let me just clean up this circle. So if you move across, it should be somewhere here. Okay, so all you have to do now, take the graph down like this. Good. So that is the reflection of this graph across the y-axis. So which of these options takes this form? Option 2. So this is graph 2. Okay, takes this form. So that is the answer to question 2. So question 2, function B, the graph is this over here. So we can just label this as B. I hope this makes some sense. So now let's look at the next one. C, f of x is equals to negative log x to base 2. So we have the next one to be f of x is equals negative log x to base 2. So this time around we have negative sign outside, negative sign here. So this simply means that you should also reflect the original function across the x-axis. Okay, so this is the original graph over here. This is the graph. So we have to reflect this now across the x-axis. So just the same way, identify this point, move equal distance across the x-axis. So move down here, and then this is it over here. So locate the same point up. Okay, and then you can take the graph now. Good. So this is how the graph is going to look like. And which of the options look like this? Graph 1. Good. So this is the graph of the function c. All right, so that is it. So let me just clean it up. Good. So let's look at the next one, which is the final one, graph D. The function function f of this question D, f of x is equals to negative log negative x to base 2. So now we have the negative sign outside and also inside. So remember that when x is negative, that is a reflection across the y-axis. Okay, so and you know, when we reflected graph 3 across the y-axis, that gave birth to graph 2. So now that means we can come over to graph 2 and reflect across. You know, we are now attending to this negative sign outside here, this one here. Okay, so it means a reflection across the x-axis. So now we are going to reflect graph number 2, which is this, across the x-axis. So take the point here, take equal measurement across the x-axis over here, and then this point here, take it up, and then you take your graph like this. Good. So which of the graph takes this form? Graph number 4. Good. So graph number 4 is the graph of the function f of x equals negative log negative x to base 2. So this is D. I hope this makes some sense. So if you find this video useful, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like the video, share the link with your friends, and yes, this will be all for today. I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next video. Thank you very much and see you then. Bye.